We're gonna keep on the schedule and see how much damage I can do to my fingers. Huh. Interesting. That's interesting. So I'm looking at YouTube on the monitoring account, and it says that this stream is upcoming and not happening. It'll be starting at 10:32 p.m., but it's already 10:37. Just so you guys can see how broken. Well, it's backwards. Let me reverse the camera so you can see what I'm talking about, how broken YouTube is. How is that possible? I'm literally online. It's saying it's going to start at 10:32, but I already started it after 10:35. So how is it going to start backwards in time? This is the kind of crap I deal with YouTube. This is what I'm saying. This is what I mean. Like, really? How is that like possible? How is something going to start before it starts in time? It's like, it doesn't make any sense. And then here it says I have one viewer on the phone says a 0. See now, there's one person watching, but now it says 0 on the phone. I can't show you the phone. See, this is how YouTube just needs to be fixed. YouTube needs some fixing. Or grandma's chancleta. We need grandma's chancleta. That's what the Mexicans call it, right? Call it chancleta. Interesting. All right, let's make sure everything's running properly. What's up, people? All right. So it's a full moon. I want to stay on course. Like I said, I'm gonna try to stream more often before like the busy season comes in, and it gives me a reason to get my hands back in shape and do my little shredding, and I can record myself and see how badly I fucked up, which is the real reason why I'm doing it. It's an easy way to record while I eat the hand. That's 2 birds with 1 stone. So I get to do the Kung Fu chat, and then I get to do my practice, and then I get to record it, and you can see how badly I'm playing and see what I need to fix. So that's basically what's going on. Oh my God. Wait, before I sit down, let's get the shot glass ready. So I'm going to do the chat until the phone fully charges, and then we'll go into the studio and do studio stuff. Which is basically me just playing over the same 50 shitty YouTube jam tracks until I relearn how to play guitar, because that's what I'm doing. How are you guys doing? I see you guys came in and no one even says hello. You guys suck. Okay. Oops, I probably should have cleaned that one. You guys can't see the fascia workshop. You know that thing, all those fascia people. I'm the only person whose Kung Fu studio has a designated section for the fascia. They all talk about the fascia, all these wannabe paper tigers, but none of them do anything with it. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I'm literally the only guy with all the tools. No, I don't see anybody teaching stuff. Like, what the hell? And I'm not going to do it because I always let them steal my shit until I finish what I'm doing. And then I'm going to put it out and it's going to be branded and they can't steal it without saying they give me fucking credit. Because I already learned my lesson with these guys. These fucks, these ungrateful bastards. I figured I'd give them a whole bunch of free shit and, they would say thank you and, say, praise fucking metal fucking Kung Fu Jesus. But no. We're going to steal it and ruin his life. Ah. Ah. All right. Let me get over here so I can pour myself a drink and chill out. Today's the full moon, we get the full moon energies. Sitting makes me look a lot fatter than I am, I'll tell you. People are gonna laugh because once I do it fast, I'm gonna be like, like what the fuck? I actually just ate the most awesome falafel gyro. It's like, it's huge. Like I really shouldn't eat that much in the city, but it's so fucking good. It's only vegetables, not like it, but it's fucking good. It's really good. At this place, what's it called? It's a Lebanese, it's a Mediterranean food that's owned by Lebanese people that's like ran by Mexicans, Ecuadorians. It's a really bizarre place, but the fucking falafel is the best I've ever had. Is there a hole in my junk? There's a hole in my junk. Well, welcome to the fucking air conditioning show. So this is the section where you get to ask any of your kung fu questions while the stream starts. Until I decide that I don't want to answer any more kung fu questions, and I'm going to go and start making noise. It was a pretty good stream yesterday, even though I thought I played shitty. People were happy, and up until the end where random trolls came in and said they want me to twerk. One guy said, "Stop making noise and get a job." I'm like, you fucking kidding me? Like, some of these people, man, like they have like no lives and no hobbies. It's really sad. They don't even play video games. Like, they don't do anything other than like, I don't know. Like, I wonder what the people who make fake accounts just to talk shit to people. Like, what do they do with their life during the day? Like, it reminds me of the South Park episode with the fucking, they did like the World of Warcraft, where you have like the fucking Edmund troll, and he's like, that's what these people remind me of. Like, how sad. It's so fucking sad. But as for my life update, I tried this, I haven't been gaming in years. So I got this, it was really cheap. It was on sale, like a Luna thing from Amazon. And I said, all right, I don't like conflict. I was, FPS player, it was like my jam. The people that know me know the deal. So I hate playing anything with a controller. But I'm like, you know what? It's almost like, it's like my bare little vacation time in the sense when I'm not working, I get to do something. So I bought the game thingy. I'm playing this game, Control. I don't know if anybody heard of it. It's a fucking really good game. It's old, but it's really good. Pretty badass. Who's that? What's the stream about? Well, it's about me being awesome and hanging out with my friends. But generally what happens is my kung fu people come in the beginning and I answer their kung fu questions. And then afterwards I'm going to go in my studio, I'm going to shred and just play a bunch of fucking YouTube jam tracks and, do some cool guitar stuff until my fingers hurt. Trying to get my hands back in shape. So we're celebrating the full moon on a Monday, which is the moon day. And we're going to talk kung fu, and then we're going to go do fucking heavy metal. Or whatever I can find on YouTube tracks that's like copyright free. It's like we go, that's basically it. That's what it's about. So if no one comes in the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna go right to the studio and start making noise and then go to sleep. It's like, it's my bedtime stream. It's the bedtime hour, Am I familiar? Do I fuck with Wing Chun? Yeah, I fucks with Wing Chun. I fucks with Wing Chun a lot, actually. I love the Wing Chun. Wing Chun's my jam. I know some really good Wing Chun guys in New York. There's some, really good Wing Chun guys that follow the channel. So I'm definitely down with the Wing Chun. W-Mans? I don't know what W-Mans, winning? But, Wing Chun's the shit. In fact, it's funny because, like, in the early 90s, like, because like, you know, a lot of my theory, it's so, from so many years of doing this full time was my main job, you know? I haven't used a women dummy. So last time I hit a woman, you know, dummy was 2000. So when I had my studio in Long Island, we had a recording studio and a rehearsal studio there. And then upstairs there was a friend of ours who had another studio. And in there he had a wooden dummy, he did one chunk. So I used to go to play the dummy. But when I hit the wooden dummy, I don't hit it like a wooden chunk guy. I fucking slam the thing. You know, like I do it like a crazy karate guy. My thought on mastering the art of kicking people in the balls, I think it's a great idea. I think you should definitely practice kicking people in the balls. In fact, my entire Tai Chi form, that's what I tell people. Every fucking step you make is kicking people in the balls. That's what people say about Tai Chi. Like, real Tai Chi, like the real stuff where all this like fucking, you know, make-believe, healthy, you know, wave your hands around, was just brutal. Kick you in the balls, kick you in the nuts, stab you in the eye, break your face. That was like literally, because for old people, it's slam people. Like it's like, it literally everything is about smacking in the balls. There's so many ball smacks in Tai Chi. I'm going to show you a Chen Man chain form, the most popular of the super soft old people forms, right? Every single thing you do is a nut shot. Every time you pick your hands up, is a fucking nut shot. Every time you go to step, that step is marking a kick to the balls or a kick to the kneecap. It's a hidden style. So a lot of techniques you're not supposed to show, it's a marker. So every time you step, you're supposed to kick somebody in the balls. Every time you come up and step up, you hit him in the balls. You grab his nuts and twist it. Grab his dick and twist it. It's like literally all in Tai Chi. It's just fucking grab his dick and twist it, bro. My favorite martial arts, other than Kung Fu, well, Kung Fu isn't a martial art. Kung Fu means like timed effort. So Kung Fu isn't really, Kung Fu is not a martial art. The same way Tai Chi is not martial art. And this is a problem with the Western world, that they don't know what they're talking about. Okay, people don't know the names of the words and what the words mean. So Kung Fu is like, you know, Fu is like effort or like work, like something that's like you doing, like, you know. And then Gong is like something that's like a long time. So it's like long time efforts. So you could be a Gong Fu artist. You know what I mean? So, well, it's been my job since I was 16. I'm doing this fucking 30 years. I should know something. Like literally, like I've been teaching full-time or part-time consecutively for 30 years. And this is my main job. My second job, you know, it was music and martial arts. I started with martial arts, that got me into music, and I was doing computer science in the middle of that, and that's where everything breaks out from. So, but my main, you know, autism is derived around like breaking apart martial art theory. You know what I mean? But yeah, but I think what he was saying, like other than Kung Fu, he was thinking about other than Chinese martial arts. And I did, you know, Korean karate for 30 years. So that's my favorite thing, because it just fucking hammer smash face, kind of like a Cannibal Corpse song. It was fucking smash, smash, smash. You know what I mean? But if I was going to say like anything, I would think like regular boxing is what I think everyone should start off with. Like, because that's what I started off with when I was a little kid, which is regular boxing. You know, and I think that's why I have a different view and everything. It's like, you know, just smash, just fucking hit something. You know, but no, I would say like, that's not a Chinese style. Ever think about Muay Thai? I trained Muay Thai a little bit, you know. So like you gotta understand something. This is my full-time job for since I was a little kid. So it's all I've done has been around martial arts. So like it would be a hard way for you to find a martial art that I have not tried or trained in. In all like the basic styles, I've trained at least 6 months in. Everything from jiu-jitsu to fucking all the mainstream shit, I have at least 6 months in. Okay? Like a lot of them I have a couple of years in. Like Muay Thai I did on and off. You know, like my last thing I was training was Muay Thai before I left. There was a Chinese guy who was a fucking psycho. So, I mean, I like it, you know, but he was more for like practical application. Yeah, I agree. But it's different. Muay Thai's a sport. And this is what people don't understand the difference between sport fighting and like fighting a fucking murder motherfucker. I'm not saying that sport fighting is not legit and it's not hardcore, it's not dangerous. I'm saying when it comes to the application and why you're doing it, it's a completely different world. You know, that's what people will say, like, oh, karate doesn't work in the street. No, the karate you know doesn't work in the street because you're not doing real karate. Real karate hasn't been taught in fucking 25, 30 years in public. You can't go to a karate school and learn karate. You know, you can't go to a taekwondo school and learn taekwondo. Like, you can't learn any of this shit. You know, they don't teach it. You know, it doesn't exist. So it doesn't work in the street. Yeah, because you're not sitting there doing the training like they did in the 50s. It works. That's a whole different style, you know? So I think, like, the old school karate, like, the fucking guys I trained with would fucking kill everybody. Like, they're just fucking literally murderers. Because they have to be soft. You can't teach, you know, that's why you have the closed door, right? You know, like, you have, like, a closed door school. Like, you know, like, you have, like, the storefront stuff that you teach to the public, you teach people healthy, and, you know, and then you have the scary shit that nobody knows in the back. You know what I mean? Like, even like the good Tai Chi masters in Chinatown, they'll have like they'll play in the park, but their class is in a different park. Like, everybody does that. You know what I mean? Like, even when I would train, I would teach people in the park, I always would teach the open door shit. Like, I've never even shown my real forms online, because that's the tradition, you don't do that. You know, there's stuff that you teach in the public, and there's stuff that you teach separate. And that's why people understand it's fucking very dangerous, because it's easy to do. The training is hard, but the application is really fucking easy. I mean, to get to a point where you can sustain the damage on yourself, that's the hard part. Like, doing like the iron palm shit and the fucking, you know, that's the hard thing. Because nobody, like, you know, when I was growing up, we didn't have mats on the floor. Like, we were doing everything on fucking wood or concrete. Like, the only time I ever got to play on mats, I was doing akijitsu. Because they, you know, we did a lot of, like, that was a, you know, they had like the blue mat they would roll out. But even then, they take the blue mat off the floor and we do it on the hard floor of the gym. Like, that was the 90s, that was the end of that era. So it's a different, no one wants to do that. No one wants to do break falls on the fucking floor, on the hard floor. That's all I did. 20 years, like, everything we did was on the hard floor, wood floor. There was no pads, there was nothing. You're doing push-ups on concrete or wood all the time. Like, you know, when people see the Karate Kid movie, they're like, 20 push-ups on your knuckles. We all bust out laughing because it's like, that's it? That's the warm-up. That's a punishment? You know, these fucking people don't know. And that's why I give the credit to, like, you know, the Muay Thai people, because at least, you know, like, they're like, they train and they do like, and they're hardcore, you know? But it's still a sport, and people will tell you that do this stuff. Like, no, the real high-level guys know the difference. It's the average idiots that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're like, and they argue about shit that they never even got punched in the fucking face before. Like this, I'm just tired of it. Hey, what's up, bro? I've been wondering what that send hi is, and now that you're doing it, so it must be a fucking button, because it always comes up send hi. Like, I mean, I think it's supposed to be a wave. Now I'm starting to get it, like, what the fuck does this mean, send hi? It's like a fucking Chinese joke. So, like, Vietnamese guy? Oh, okay, it's a button. Okay, good. Because it just comes up and said hi. I'll show you. It literally is all it says. It just says said hi, said hi, said hi. I'm like, what does that mean? People will probably freak it out, and I tell them, well, I don't understand. That's actually not a good way to tell if you have a good teacher. Because let me tell you something, I've been in a couple of hundred fucking fights and altercations, sparring matches I can't count. I've never been punched straight in the face. Ever. People caught me on the side a couple of times. I've never gotten anyone got a clean shot on my nose. I broke my nose 7 times, running into walls. Only one time did a human break my nose, and it was a freak fucking accident. Had nothing to do with fighting. If the teacher's good, he shouldn't get punched in the face square. You know what I mean? What you should check is their fucking hands. Okay? Check their hands. If they don't fucking have, like, their hands at, like, if they're doing a hard style at least, check their hands. You can tell if a motherfucker's legit by their hands. Like, you can just look at a motherfucker's knuckles and you can see if they've done work. Okay? Like, you know, no flexing or nothing. You should be able to tell a motherfucker's done work. Okay? It's like you can just tell. If the knuckles look like spears, you're good, exactly. I mean, look, it happens, but I mean, like, you can't use that as a gauge of a guy who has, like, experience. Anybody can get a broken fucking nose. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean that you're, you know, you have experience. It means you got fucking your nose broke. Right. But the thing is, like, the knuckles will tell you how serious that person is with their training. Because you can't fake it. You just can't fake it. You know what I mean? That's when you could see, like, someone's hands. Like, you know? Like, if you want to know about a person when you're reading body language, you look at their shoes. Okay? Like, you know, the shoes, with a girl, it's the shoes in the purse. Right? With a guy, it's usually the shoes in the belt. And you could tell a lot about the person. When it comes to fighters, it's all about their hands. It's their hands and how their shoulders lay. Because, like, people who, you know what I mean, who actually fight, who are really good, like, they'll tend to not have a wide lat spread and the shoulders will have like an arch. You'll have like a lump on your traps and your shoulders are kind of, even when you're standing up straight, you can, if you know what you're looking for, you'll see like a triangle here, like a coat hanger. You know what I mean? And it's very deceiving. Exactly. You know, it's just like, it happens. Like, you know, people get hit in the nose a lot, but like, you know, that doesn't mean you're good or bad. I mean, like, you know, you can get caught. You know, you can just be like this and break your fucking nose. I broke my nose as a little kid. I flew off a bike into a tree. I fucking had a door slam on me. I had things fall on me. There's only one time a human broke my nose. It was a freakiest fucking accident. A guy was crowd surfing, and I got hit in this wall of people, and I'm just like stuck like this. Like, there's like 50 people like just collapsed on me, and this fucking guy jumped backwards like a fucking swan dive backwards and just went clap. And I tried to avoid it. I went like this instead of going forward because I couldn't pick my hand up to block. And I saw it coming. I'm like this, but there was too many people, and my hands were like on the subway like this. I couldn't move my hands, so I just went like this when I should have went like this. And he just barely touched me and clipped my nose. Fucking. My nose off to the side, fucking blood everywhere. My hand was broken at the time. I had this cast on, and my student's band was on the stage when it was. So you see the video, and I go to my boy, the cop in the video, my other short. I go, this motherfucker broke my nose. And you see it on the camera. And afterwards, like the crowd like moves, I just jumped over and I grabbed this guy by his fucking collar. And the black light's on, so you see the cast, it's like a green and white cast, but it was turning like purple in the black light. And he's going bang, 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 bang. I'm just fucking smashing this dude behind his fucking head. And then later on, I just put the fucking thing back. My face looked like an alien. So I just took it and I cracked it back, and then I shoved I got paper towels all the way up, and then I took a pen, I broke it in half, and put it on top, and I taped it. And that's how I fixed it. Because we weren't going to the hospital back then. I was like 20. That was a freak fucking accident. And I did a lot of crazy shit. I mean, like, fucking, like, melees where people are throwing bottles and bricks and fucking people running people over with cars and, like, I mean, crazy, like, Grand Theft Auto looking shit. I never got punched straight in the face. You know, like, thank God. You know, some of it's luck, some of it's skill, some of it's good reactions, but that was the one time I literally couldn't do anything. My hands were just like, I was a fucking sardine. I couldn't do nothing. It sucked. Yeah, but like, you know, you can tell like if someone like really like was training to fight in the old days, like, you can tell their knuckles. I mean, like, because you can't fake this. Like you just can't fake that, like that's like been fucked up. You know what I mean? And this is my good hand. Like you're supposed to have, you know, the left hand's the Confucius ways. This is for your parents, and this is for smashing. How do you relax when you hit something? I can relax and let go into the heavy bag. Exactly, dog, but it happens. A human, it goes either way, man. Sometimes it's easier on the hands to hit a human in the back, okay? The thing about relaxing is it's 70% mental. and 30% physical. So the first thing I would say to you, if you have tension in your body that you can't let go of, forget what the Tai Chi people fucking tell you. Forget what the internal, woo-woo, all the fucking, forget that. It's your science. Your body doesn't know how to turn things off. A nerve can only innervate. It means the nerve can turn on. Your mind can only turn on the light switch. It doesn't know how to turn it off. Right? The only way it turns it off is by letting go of the on button. So it's not like a switch. It's a button. So your nerves activate like a button being pressed. And your mind, there's like a split where your subconscious and your conscious can both activate the button. So there's times you consciously hit a button, but then there's times where the rest of the subconscious is holding the button down. So in order to trick the body to turn off, the way to do it is to over-tighten, which is against all the modern Tai Chi. Fuck these people, they know what they're talking about. Squeeze everything and relax. And do that a couple of times, and then start over. As crazy as that sounds, squeeze as hard as you can and then relax that, right? Which is basically not relaxing, it's letting go of the button. And we have to feel that we're on the button. So we're gonna overpress the button and then let it go. And you just do it a couple of times over and over again until your body goes, oh. And the effect you wanna have is, when you sit down in a chair, and then you sit down in the chair, and then sit down in the chair. That's the way to do it. And I teach all this stuff. This is like all my little secrets that I teach in my workshops now. But that's the way to do it. It's like when you have a muscle that's too tight and you can't figure out how to let it go, over tighten it. Tighten it so much that it's going to explode. Like, fatigue them, and then, and then start from there. And then the second part of it is your intention. So if you're going to hit the bag and you have like violent intention, you're starting with this fear, fight or flight response, which is going to overstimulate the muscles. You're not thinking about technique and mechanics. So you have to do it with zero emotion. And that takes time because you have to burn out your ego once, and you have to burn out the fear and trauma response, whatever you want to call it. So that's another layer. But the first layer is usually just, or like, I want to see myself go through the bag. It's an intent. So first layer is like, it's like I want to look good or I want to hurt this thing. And it's like all this emotional energy goes into it. And then the second layer is like, you have to think of your intent of wanting to do well, which makes you go to this back and forth OODA loop thing. And you have to just get to a place where there's no emotion. It's just, it's like a third person observation of technique, where you're not there in an emotional or logical sense. You're just watching. You know what I mean? So like when you get that watching place, and then after that, you can really become a sack of potatoes and start from there. Of course I'm right. That's why I get paid the big bucks. This is why I've been doing this my whole life. Of course I'm right. That's why you guys come to me. You're welcome. Because there's different types of tension, because you have your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, and they're both able to hit the nerve button. And so, you're welcome. But the point is, like, you got to recognize what the system is. You have a conscious awareness and you have a subconscious awareness, and they both can control the nervous system. Kind of like if you're typing, or if you're holding your dick when you pee. You don't think about which hand or how you walk. There's subconscious reptilian action, repetitive action that's programmed in the motor memory. That's controlled by a subdivision of your subconscious. So you're not really aware of it. So when you have the emotion, that's the bridge between the conscious and unconscious, is that emotional mind. So when you remove that, you can kind of step back over everything. And then things release. If you're not thinking about, he's watching me, forget all that. Focus on, there's nothing else but the technique. In the Zen, you say, like, when you sleep, just sleep. When you walk, just walk. When you eat, just eat. When you punch the fucking bag, just smash the bag. Nothing else matters. And it sounds corny, but this is really high level shit. If you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear that kind of stuff, it's a very high level thing. The Tai Chi people are always upset because they're fucking retarded. I'm tired of this shit. That's why I don't care anymore. I just don't care anymore. Like, I'm going to teach my way. I'm going to teach the shit that I know is the right thing to do. If they don't like it, they either can get on board or they can get run over. Because the shit's whack. They've been like lying to themselves for generations, attacking people to fucking protect the lie. There's no respect, there's no decorum, there's no the Wu Day, the Bushido, there's none of that. It's just a bunch of fake people in silk pajamas talking about how, I practice with some Gongoy and my technique is better than your technique. They never used it! They never fucking used it for anything. And some of the people that used it, they go to tournaments and it's like, oh, I play push-hands. Okay, great. That's like this much of the martial art. And it's not even the real thing. Not to say that everybody who goes to tournaments is bad. Because there's some, there's 5% and 5%, I always say that. There's 5% of people everywhere and everything that are good. So the rest of them, they're fucking idiots. The fucking rest of them suck. They're just talking, like, oh. I want nothing to do with it. But then, listen, Jose, they've been hating on me for 25 years now. Okay, literally since MySpace, this Tai Chi people, not even before MySpace, like since Yahoo forums, people have been complaining, you don't do karate, you don't do Tai Chi, you don't do this, because I train with this guy, and I do this, and like, okay, do it your way, but you can't kick my ass, so shut the fuck up. And then they'll get really mad, and they'll make fake accounts, and they'll come, and then just, oh, you're a bad person, I don't like you, with their fake account. They'll never say that shit to my face. They'll get together. People who don't like each other will get together, they hate on me, to protect the lie that it is their life. About how shitty they are in life. And instead of taking them and trying to help them, no, attack me. Or, the other road is, they'll steal my stuff, and then fucking act like I don't exist. Which is better. I'd rather that than the fucking useless trolls. Because at least the people who are like scumbag and stealing from me, at least, in a fucked up roundabout way, I'm teaching them and they're getting better, which in fact like kind of helps the community, even though it's a shitty way to do it. But then you have the other fucking guys who just, they can't do anything. They're fucking useless. Like it would make them mad. They're always mad. They're fucking mad at everything. Like these fucking crazy blue and non-liberal people, they're fucking always mad. I'm gonna cancel you. Motherfucker, they already canceled me. They fucking deleted my whole history of my life. What more are you gonna take from me? I don't give a fuck anymore. You're gonna say, what are you gonna do? They literally called a Hispanic Native American a white supremacist. Okay? They labeled me everything. From like, I'm phobic of all the things, I'm supremacizing. I'm like fucking like the anti-Batman person. Like, I don't know what the fuck, man. So the Tai Chi community can go fuck themselves until they stop being nice to me. Because they've done nothing but give me fucking problems. You go and you look at my name in the forums, all you hear, so many people come here, hundreds of people come here and say thank you. In the forums, all you hear is, he's mean, I don't like, that's not an anti thing, I don't like him. It's like fucking, get the fuck up. Do you see my field of fucks? For it lay barren, I have no fucks left to give. My fucks are at 0, guys. Like I've lost all fucks. So that's where we're at. No, but on a real note, like, I think the stuff that I don't want to give out too much stuff because I'm tired of being robbed and not giving any credit to. And, and it's just something I don't want to give, like, really good stuff to, like, idiots because you don't want to give idiots nuclear weapons. Because there's some techniques that are really fucking easy to do. And if you train them for a couple of months, it's really bad news. So I don't want people, like, I give enough that the people who have good morals and who are going to be disciplined, you spend time, you're going to get it. But the people who aren't going to do the training aren't going to do it, they're not going to get it. You know what I mean? Right now, everybody's thinking about, can I do the 5 Jing and the Jin Lu and the Kong Jin and all the ooh. Most of, I'd say like, only like 40% of the stuff is like my own theory. 60% of it is me taking all the theory that I've learned over the years and then paraphrasing it in a way that makes sense. It's not like I'm reinventing the wheel. Like I have my own theories and ways I do stuff, but the majority, even the stuff I've created, is really just based on, what was the old ways and just paraphrasing it so that's understandable. That doesn't take, because it shouldn't take you fucking 30 years. William Chen spent 2 years with Chen Man-cheng. He became the Grandmaster. Like, how is it everybody else has to do Tai Chi for 40 years before they get a hint of the thing? How long did Chen Man-cheng train with Yang Cheng for? A couple of years? Like, why is it everybody thinks I have to do it for 30 years to maybe touch the fight? No, you fucking idiot. Like, you don't have time for that. I learned the Fa Jing stuff in a year. But I was already a black belt at the time. It's like 1999, 2000. And I kept it secret for a couple of years. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want anybody to know I did it. So I didn't really start showing it publicly until like 2003 or 4. Because I was still stealing stuff, you know? And then even then, I rarely showed it. Even at the meetups, I didn't start showing that I can do this stuff until the very end, like maybe 2018 or 19. Like, until the very end, nobody even knew how much I actually knew because I was following the legend. I was stealing shit. I was literally stealing stuff, you know? There's a lot of people who back up the story. And I told them right to their face what I was doing, and they didn't believe me. Well, they didn't understand, because to them, it's kind of crazy, you know, that anybody would live that life. They couldn't accept it. So, you know, on my weekend warriors of between missions, yeah, I mean, everybody has a different way of learning. What I can tell you is that there's been two things: a purposeful hiding of information, and then a watering down and the sloppiness of generations past. That's my point, and that was the real thing that people don't understand. Well, like the good old school karate was, my master was saying, karate is a hard soft style, Tai Chi is a soft hard style. The way that the hardcore karate styles used to get to the Tai Chi level, that they lost this, was that you would sit there and you would go so fucking hard and stay there for so long that everything would just relax. And that's something called a GTO reflex. You go look that up, Golgi tendon organ. So if you understand what the GTO reflex does, it's like, you know, and you can burn out the way that the muscles turn on and off, and they shut down. And the only thing you're left is with ligaments. So you can do it the soft way, the water school, or you can do it the hard way, the fire school. Understand? And if you can combine them both, then you have really good Tai Chi. If you stay on just the water school, you wind up dying a yin death. I've been saying this for 30 fucking years. And the case studies of 1 million people doing Tai Chi the water way, they all look like shit in their old age, talking about the pinnacle of health. I was a trainer at the highest level. I've seen 70, 80-year-old guys shredded, running marathons with 3 girlfriends, still fucking, okay? Then I look at the Tai Chi world, and then Sajang Sun Feng fucking bullshit, and oh, you must be super soft, and they all look the same. Their bodies suck, they can't play sports, they can't fucking run, they can't jump, they can't lift anything heavy. The only thing they can do is walk on like this. That's not Tai Chi. It doesn't make any sense. It's a logical fallacy. It's an oxymoron. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I actually like him a lot. You know, the Bruce Francis, I really like his stuff a lot. But coming from a person who's not loyal to any lineage or theory, I think that he's a perfect example of what I mean. That if you're supposed to be the highest level of knowledge, then you should look like a fucking terracotta soldier. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have all the attributes. You should have the water and the fire running. Like, you should be able to fucking, you know, like, you should be able to do it all. You know what I mean? Like, there should be no reason why you can't jump and do the fucking qigong and fucking running across the swords. And like, that's the final level. Right? To have everything. You should be able to fucking 7 years old with a fucking dick like this. Like, diesel, but like super soft. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to find that. I want to be able to, if I can make it, listen, I fucked my body up. I've been poisoned and broken. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to make it. I'm going to try. But my goal is to be 70 years old and be like in decent shape, still riding my motorcycle, still fucking hot chicks, okay? Still fucking out in the sun, playing sports if I can, like a little tennis or whatever. These fucking old people play pickleball now? What the fuck? I want to do stuff. If your Tai Chi is not going to make you healthy to do stuff, what the fuck are you doing? It's fucking madness. madness. It's fucking madness. What is it? How is it making you healthy? It doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, better than sitting on the couch, like, I think it's fine. I mean, any tool that, if that's your goal, that's your goal. I think it's a good method. You know what I mean? The thing is, like, I believe that there is some crossover that was lost during the Cultural Revolution in China, where they killed all the masters, where techniques that were similar to the William Hoff, cold breathwork thing, were supposed to be in the Tai Chi curriculum. Is that supposed to be the super soft, like so soft that you like wind up, you can't walk and you lose all your strength? If you lose your strength to carry your fucking groceries, your Tai Chi is bullshit. And you better do something to supplement that. This is my fucking thing, I'm sticking to it. Tai Chi is supposed to make you strong and keep you healthy longer. So if anything, if Tai Chi is so good, you should be able to do running or lift weights or bike riding, whatever the fuck it is, and use the Tai Chi to balance the fucking equation so that your fire and water are balanced. But if you only do Tai Chi and you only do... Everybody who does that winds up 80 years old and walking like this. And I can tell you, I did it for a couple of years here, and my fucking body hurts already. Because the only exercise I got was the Tai Chi, from sitting down to Tai Chi, sitting down to Tai Chi, and I'm fucking in pain. Well, that's what my goal of trying to fix this. And that's what I'm going to be trying to do as I pass the torch off, see for sure at Tai Chi United, all my courses will be there. And that's the direction I'm going to take it to. I'm going to leave my scrolls of Kung Fu craziness, and then the next generation can decide what they want to do with it. And if it's in the, they'll do what they got to do. But this nonsense of like delusion, where everyone's delusional. People who think they can fight, they can't fight. People like on the fucking YouTube, all these people steal content just to make it look like they know what they're doing. Like these fucking guys, you can tell they've never actually had to use this shit. And they're showing like fighting technique, and they're never even fucking smart. This one fucking guy steals my shit in silk pajamas, and he always like, okay, I'm gonna show you one punch and I'll do the thing. It's like, it's never real. You could tell this guy's never fucking got hit in the face before. That's why I say MMA people should be doing Tai Chi the most. That's who gets the benefit. Like, look, Tai Chi does work for like the old people who have no athleticism because they can't do anything else. So the soft side of Tai Chi works really well for those people. But the soft side of Tai Chi should work really well for the MMA and karate people because it literally balances the scale. If it's all fire, you burn everything out. You need to put water in there. But if it's all water, you're gonna fucking drown. You understand? You need both. You need to have fire and water combined. Yeah, that's why I don't bother playing jiu-jitsu, because jiu-jitsu is fun. It's fun to wrestle, but it's like a deadlift. The risk-reward ratio is just not worth it. I'm never gonna use that shit. Once you learn how to get out of like the basic like escapes, like like the grab, like the guard pass and let. Once you have a basic understanding of that to deal with the average person, that's it for me. Like No, what's the best part? So I'm gonna go play some metal and drink some whiskey. It's Damien, not Damien. What? Yeah, I have four herniations and a fracture in my spine. I'm all fucked up. Yeah. Well, CrossFit and fucking MMA is what kept me in business for a while, doing fucking post-rehab, because the rehab people suck. So they go to rehab, they come to me walking like a three-legged tarantula, and I have to fix that. So that was like how I paid my rent, was dealing with all this bullshit. I want nothing to do with it anymore. I'm just tired of seeing it. But yeah, just like, look, I love this sport. I think MMA is a good sport, and like I'd rather have someone doing MMA than fucking doing some like kiddie karate fucking McDojo shit. Because at least they're like, okay, you're gonna have to get hit and fucking actually someone trying to push you. Someone's trying to fucking wrestle you and choke you out. Okay, that makes sense. But it's not a martial art. They call it mixed martial arts, but it has nothing to do with martial arts. It's not a martial art. And that's what I mean, like the definition of words. It's sport fighting. And sport fighting can translate to real fighting, but it's not combative. And it's a completely separate course of combatives than it is to do a sport. That's all I've been saying. And anybody who's really high level in this shit should agree with me. Because you're training to fight one guy in a set of rules in a fucking cage system. You're not training to kill someone who's trying to rob you. And it's the way you're training, like the fight responses is completely different. Yeah, exactly. That's how it is. It's not just the mind's technique and the angles of technique you're going to use and why you're doing it, and then also repetition. Because you're not going to fucking punch somebody in the throat unless you're trained to punch somebody in the throat. You're not going to kick somebody straight in the kneecap on the first try if you're not thinking that's the technique. You know what I mean? You have to think like that all the time. You have to think that way so that the first thing you do, you're going to hit them in this nasty fucking place in a way that their body can't take it. Like when you check a kick, you can check kick on the front side, you check kick on the inside. And there's a slight difference, but you know that every time you check on that bad angle, it's going to fuck them up no matter how much conditioning they do. There's ways of like changing the angles of how you approach the technique that will just do damage. It just is what it is. And the people who train like that all the time are very fucking dangerous. You know what I mean? Like the fucking old Chinese man who's thinking I'm an animal, I'm gonna eat you. Like, yeah, it may not work at MMA, but take the gloves off and like try to rob that dude, he's gonna fucking rip your face off. You know? Like, it's bad. And they're fast. But even like that stuff, like they don't teach it like that. Like you have to, because it was even in the military. The reason why they went to like paper targets that are shaped like humans, because in the old days, they give people like a regular target. And when they'd be good in the regular target, when they went to actual like, you know, on the field, they were missing and not shooting people because the brain doesn't want to associate. So training that association to be able to do the damage is another thing. And you have to train specifically to do that. And it's bad, and it has to be a reaction. You can't think to do it. If you have to think, oh, I'm going to line them up, no. It has to be like, oops, I just took your jaw off your fucking body. That tends to happen too. You know what I mean? Because again, you're training stimulus responses, and that's why I'm saying there's things that transfer from sport fighting into combatives, but sport fighting is not combatives. It's not martial art. Combatives is martial art. And you have to train that way all the time so that your reaction accidentally does lethal damage. Like, no hesitation. Like, oh, you're fucked. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. And like, you know, it takes a long time to break that reservation. And that's why because I remember when I was younger, like, you know, I was, you know, getting into like really bad, like with teenagers, getting some real, because I was doing security since I was like 14, like literally doing like fighting adults, you know, crackheads and crazy shit, like crazy shit, you know, and it's, the context is different because when you're on a job at that age, it's easier to be brainwashed into the role. So it's like, you don't really think about, well, at least me, I didn't think about the person. I was thinking about, I'm in this like, it's like role playing. You know, like you're in it's not even you anymore. It's like brainwashed. You're like you're a machine. But then when you're on your own, it's a different trigger system. And that's when it's dangerous because you're like, oh, but now I'm a civilian. You know what I mean? And I don't know, what's the rules? How do I do this? And blah, blah, blah. And I talk about like the first time I knocked somebody out and how that changed how I trained for the rest of my life. Because if this guy didn't pick up his hands, I would have been fucked. And he picked up his hands and I just blasted him in the face with a roundhouse kick. If he didn't pick his hands up, I wouldn't have fucking known what to do. So the idea is to, like, it's the triggers that I train are not the same triggers that you train in a ring. You know what I mean? It's like triggers like the guy moves and I smash to kill him, or I'm not going to just annihilate the dude in the first shot and then find out what the next person is. Or I'm going to grab somebody, I'm going to put them down horribly. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, poof, like, what the fuck was that? You know? It doesn't matter. I'd rather be fucking tried by 12 than carried by 6. And that was my mentality in the 90s. I grew up in the fucking hood, bro. Like, I didn't care. And a lot of times, I was like, honestly, someone comes at you in the streets, like, yo, the cops don't show up for a minute. Like, they're just a body on the floor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in the 90s, there was no cameras. Like, we weren't thinking about people, like, you know, there was no cell phones, there was no video cameras everywhere. Like, people got fucking bodied all the time. Like, you know what I mean? They'd be laying there for days. So, like, it was different. Like, you had to be able to, like, do that kind of damage, and like, it had to be the first thing you did. You can't think about it. It's not a fight. Once you pick your hands up like this, like, oh, we're fighting now, you're fucked. It has to be the guy goes to do something and he already fucking did it. And you're like, oh shit. And then you finish it. And then you run. That's what my master told me. He's like, you know, how we always train us, like, you're going to do this, this, and this, and you're going to run. And don't call the cops. This is like, swear to God, my master used to teach us in the 90s. You're going to do this thing, and this thing. And when the guy's down, you run. And don't call anybody. That's literally what we were taught to do. The door stuff is different because there, you know, your job is mostly psychological. Like, you know, like, it's like, no, don't call, that's my teacher always said, don't call the cops. You just do the damage and run. Because you call the cops and it's just a whole fucking thing. Like, the cops find the fucking body and fucking find the person and they'll deal with it. You know, they'll have to explain why he's fucking in the hospital. You know, don't get involved. Like, just disappear. You know? But doing, like, door work and doing club work is a whole other fucking thing. Because it's more psychological than anything. And again, you're not, the big problem with people who do door work and do like security and any kind is they make it personal, and you gotta leave your ego. Like, you have to literally become a different character to be good at private security. I mean, at that level where you're doing door work or bodyguard work, you have to literally you're not a person, you're a machine. Like, once you go and you put your uniform on and your suit on, that's why I always have 5 different names. I have different names for everywhere I work. Because it's a different character. You understand? Like, you have to go into this different place. Like, my master, when we did karate, when you put the uniform on, the part of the ritual, the uniform was there because it was a heavyweight, super heavyweight uniform, can't be written, but the rituals were brainwashing. And he was very clear about that. Same with, the military type of brainwashing. You put the uniform on, you bow the same way, you do the same thing, you go to this, and that it changes the character. Yeah, but it's literally hypnosis. It's like self-hypnosis. You're trained to, like, it's almost a split personality type of thing, where you have these walls, and when you have to be able to play a different character, it's not you. And if you bring you into the field, you're gonna get somebody hurt, or you're gonna wind up dead. You know, like, I've seen it happen too many times. Like, when you go there, you're playing a role. It's like an RPG. Every time you go to a different place, you have to play a different role. So if I'm like, when I'm in teacher role, I act differently, I speak differently. When I'm in, like, I'm hanging out in my house role, I get to act differently. It's more like whatever. If I put the uniform on, it's not me anymore. This is a caricature program that has like a parameter algorithm set. It's AI. If I'm working the door or working a party, it's not me. I'm playing a role as an actor, and that actor has parameters. Like, I'm fucking John Wick. Like, I'm dead fucking serious. My brain switches, and I'm not me. It's a different person, because if you go in there trying to be you, you're gonna take things personally. You're gonna try to be it. It gets weird, and you get yourself fucked up. You get yourself fucked up real quick, and you start missing things. It's listen, that's gonna be a nervous laugh, but I felt the same way. Like, I normally have like two modes. Like generally what happens when I'm in the situation, like people say I get cold and I get cold and I just flatline. And then it's like a serial killer type of thing. It's like I can't explain it, but I don't feel anything. Like I literally just like, and in my hand, like I just do what I gotta do. Like it's like a robot. And then the other half is like when someone like is like a personal thing and it's me, and they keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. I'm like, sir, please. And then it's just like, and like nobody wants it. I'm like, you wanted to fucking fight, now you don't want to fight no more. It's like the biggest hard on. You know, like 70% of the time I'm like this like robot. But now I'm just retired. And I don't have to do that anymore. This is my soft guy era. You know? This is my soft guy era. I don't want to... But I've seen some shit, let's put it that way. I've done crazy jobs. I've done things I can't talk about. Like legally can't talk about. Like I can't... There's so much shit that I can't talk about. One, because it's bad, and two, because like there's legal obligations and contracts and shit. But I've seen some shit, some crazy shit. And the fact that I'm still here is that there's fucking gods that protect me. I mean, yeah, I'm good, you know. You understand. You understand, you know. I mean, I'm really good at what I do. I was really good at my jobs. Whenever I do anything, I try to be the best I can. And I'm like, 90% of the people on the planet, they won't even see me move. Like, I'm just like, at least back in those days, I was so fast and so good at what I was doing that like, they couldn't do anything. You know what I mean? But even then, there's too many variables and there's a lot of luck. Because there's too much going on and too much to process and it happens too fucking fast. So the situations that go on where, yeah, it's also like luck, like just the fact that you happen to be 2 steps left and not 2 steps right changes the whole fucking thing. You know, like it's literally God protects you sometimes. Like this, the synchronicity protects you. It's like literally the difference of going home in a bag is like fucking, I decided to tie my shoelace. It's like fucking weird shit like that. There's so much such like needless fucking violence. Like some fucking things are so stupid. I've been stabbed, shot at, bottles, fucking people trying to hit me with cars. I've run people over with cars several times. I've literally run people over with cars. I had no choice. You know, I've done some crazy shit to people. And I've gotten really lucky. I've gotten real lucky. And that's why it's like for me to be here speaking to you guys right now, I always say that the gods are on my side. You know, I did the best I could to be good when no one was looking. You know what I mean? I really believe that. I really believe my good deeds saved me. I grew up in the slums. My whole fucking life was walking through the slums. I totally understand. No. Well, I think it's harder to be bad. Being good's easy. You know, what's hard about being good is when you're surrounded by people who don't like it when you're good because they're bad. And you being good makes them feel and look bad and exposes them. That's where my problems come from. My problems don't come from me doing anything wrong to anybody. My problems come from me doing the right thing and pissing people off I did the right thing. That's literally all it is. Jealous, envious, hateful fucking people, you know, fucking demonic asshole, the people who are being scumbags, lying, cheating, fucking charlatan scum, and they see me do the right thing and it exposes them. I don't have any problems. Like, I have no negative karma whatsoever. Like, I've done nothing to incur any, like, other than tell people to fuck themselves to deserve it. You know what I mean? Like I can say that I've lived a very honorable life. You know, like nothing nothing in the Bible says, like you're not supposed to drink. It's nonsense. Fucking Jesus making Buddha's a lie. The Buddha didn't say if you drink, you're going to hell. No, Buddha said, if you drink, it's going to hinder your training. I did all the training. I'm tired of training. I'm old and tired. I'm going to relax and enjoy my whiskey when I go to sleep. I did the thing. Buddha didn't say going to hell. From the river to the sea, Palestine. Listen, I'm all about supporting Palestine, but I fucking hate you liberal cocksucking blue and non pussies that fucking repeat some bullshit you heard. You don't give a fuck about Palestine. You don't care. You're just repeating some fucking bullshit catchphrase. While I agree with supporting Palestine, I just hate when people repeat brainwashed fucking propaganda and don't think for themselves. I hate it. But I agree with you. Fucking Palestine should have been free 40 fucking years ago. This whole fucking thing is nonsense. Let me tell you, the real Buddha's teachings are fucking deep. Depending on which Buddhas you're talking about. There's infinite Buddhas, right? So, like, in the Pure Land in China, it's like this Amitabha, right? So, the teachings from this, 218 volumes that my master had, and the writing was like this in Chinese. In the prayer room, there was this fucking book, like fucking 200 fucking books in the altar. And the writing was like this fucking big. Like, yes, the real Buddhist teachings are not what they tell you. What people think is a Buddhism is like this much. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, it's this big. And when you see the real shit, what's behind the curtain in Buddhism, when you see the real shit you have to deal with, and like the wars and the stuff on the other side, the demons and all that, it's not an easy thing to handle. It's not fucking love and light. Let me tell you something. Okay? Like, and the Yama doesn't care. Okay? The Yama doesn't give a fuck. Exactly, Fister. You know what I mean? But I don't mind people, honestly, I don't mind people coming in and spitting the slogans and like supporting things. I just hate the fucking brainwashing and the fact I can immediately tell that that's somebody who voted for fucking Kamala Harris and the destruction of his own people. And that's the thing that bothers me. I support a lot of the things that they support, but I can't support them because they're fucking crazy and stupid and they don't think for themselves. Fucking cancel culture, gang, fucking cult, psycho, fucking bullshit. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all of it. I don't want to fucking hear that bullshit no more. Like, obviously free Palestine. It's a fucking place, it's a fucking prison. It's an open air fucking prison. It's a fucking genocide, obviously. Fucking, the whole thing with fucking Israel's insane. It's insane. Like, even fucking Jewish people who can fucking count in their own fucking hands know it's fucking bullshit. Half the rabbis don't support Israel. I'm not saying anything fucking new. You could be a Jew and not support Israel. That's what my master told me. I forgot he always give me these riddle things, and he was telling me about like the monk who tried to help the butterfly, and the butterfly was stuck in the web, and he tries to pull the butterfly out of the web. And as he pulled the butterfly out of the web, it broke its wing. So while it broke its wing, he stole a meal from the spider and broke the butterfly's wing. And sometimes the best thing to do is not get involved in people's karma, which is why I don't vote, which is why I don't give a fuck about Israel or Palestine, because it has nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with me. My fucking collective of people in the United States, I have to worry about my own people. Right? This is my soul cluster is here to make sure my neighbors are okay. Nothing to do with those people. You need to mind your own fucking business. Okay? Like, do I think it's bad? Yes. But is it my business? No. It has nothing to do with me. Oh God, don't get me started with all these people with they all worship demons. It's better to be soft. Buddha heart, demon hand, right? You follow your intuition. If you have the skills like I do, you know when you're supposed to, when you're not supposed to. You'll be compelled and you'll just go. You gotta know when you're allowed to, when you're not allowed to. You know, I've cured a lot of people of random things. You know, but you do it when, you know, you just know. It's a second, what do you call it, like a fifth sense? Sixth sense? Alright, let's get the kung fu. Let's get some fucking shredding going before it gets too late. Is this phone charged yet? Yeah, we're charged. Alright. Oh. She's a Western doctor? Yeah, trust me, nobody knows more about dealing with doctors than I do, because I literally ran a medical school for 2 years, an Ivy League medical school. And I dealt with everybody from like the British Royal College of Surgeons to fucking psychology, and this, they're all fucking psychos. They're all deranged. And it's on purpose. They're all deranged. And you know, they think that, oh, because they're a doctor, they're smarter than everybody, and it's like, not all of them, because I mean, you know, again, 5% of everything is good. But the majority, like the people that graduate these schools, they're just parents, and they don't think for themselves at all. Like, the drug companies make all the medical textbooks. I can tell you that because I'm the one who's handing them out. I was the one who helped order them. I'm the one who fucking connected all the systems that I ran every class. Anything that was anything going into the class had to go through me. So I can tell you where it was coming from and like who sponsored what. I even knew where the bodies were coming from. I knew the bodies were buried. My office was next to the Ghost Anatomy lab, so I was just literally chilling with dead bodies. And after fucking after hours, I would fucking blast death metal in the auditorium. And just be like this, making videos. Fucking right next to the dead bodies, like, you know, like literally next to the dead bodies, like, well, you know, it is what it is, bro. I mean, you can't always be useful. Sometimes being useful is just not doing anything. It's not action. And sometimes you have to be an asshole. And that's the thing. Like, I didn't understand what my master told me. Cause I always wanted to be the best I could. You know, try your best to be the best you can be at the thing you're doing. So I really got into Buddhism, you know, from a kid on, when I started like actual formal training. I wanted to do everything the right way. And I didn't realize that the hints that my master and the monks were giving me was like, that the right way is the wrong way sometimes. You know, like to prepare the world for the Dharma ending age. What did that mean? It was like, the teaching of the Buddha can't ever end. Like, you know, the core of it doesn't, but the way has to change because it doesn't work. You know? It doesn't work in this world. You know, and there's some things that are applicable and some things that are not. You know, like I always talk about this, the right action, right speech, right livelihood. Where? You can't live in the pretentious way that is written about and portrayed if you're not in a community that allows for it. When you're in the river, know the crocodile. If you go to my hood in the 90s, like trying to be like, oh, bless you, they're gonna fucking stab you and take your shoes. They're literally gonna stab you and take your shoes. I'm not even joking. Okay? Like, I'm dead ass. Like, they're gonna fucking literally, you're gonna get jumped, and you'll be lucky if you stay alive, and they're gonna take your shoes off you. Why? why stop being poetic? That's the like most natural way to speak sometimes, like, but it's true. It's true. And that's what people like these Tai Chi fucking, they don't understand where they see me. And a lot of people, they make this mistake to see I'm a pretty boy. Like I look soft, and they don't know. Like, you don't know where a person's been. You know what I mean? You don't know the backstory. I mean, those fucking little baby-faced white boys, you think they're the sweetest thing. Meanwhile, they did like fucking 12 fucking tours in Afghanistan and Iraq, fucking like murking motherfuckers playing Pac-Man around the village. Like, you never know. Because someone looks a certain way, talks to someone, like, that motherfucker could be a fucking mass murderer. Like, you know what I mean? You don't know what you're dealing with. Hey man, listen, there comes an age where you're happy to get hit on by anybody. You know what I mean? There comes an age where they're like, oh, you're paying attention, all right, I'm not into it, but thank you. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Like, you take a compliment when you can get it. I wish, honestly, if guys didn't like make me feel like, honestly, I was telling my girlfriend, like, I don't even like looking at myself in the mirror. Like, like, I would love to have double the dating pool, but like, dudes are ugly. Like, we're ugly fucking, we look like fucking E.T. You know what I mean? We look like mutants, like fucking, there's nothing like, I don't know, we're not good looking things. Even like, the good looking guys that are supposed to be like colloquially good looking, like girls say, oh, I'm good looking. Like, I don't think, I don't see how guys are good looking, like, what's that mean? I understand when they say I hang well. It's actually not about money, right? The three things you need as a man is to produce, provide, protect. Okay? You have to do either one or all three of those things well. Produce, provide, protect. And it's not just for women. It's to be accepted in society as a man. And I'm giving you big brother fucking serious knowledge right now. Pay attention. You need to produce, provide, or protect. And you got to be able to do one or all those three things. If you can produce, provide, protect one of those three things, you're valuable as a man. If you can't do those three things, you have no value. For a woman, if you have a uterus, you have value. You're born with value. You can give birth to women. You give birth. Right? You have a pussy. But as a man, produce, provide, protect. If you can't do those three P's, you're useless. Right, because look crazy implies you can protect. You understand? This is like subconscious triggers. If you show like you have protection value, you can maintain their gene pool. So it's one of the three things. When you're talking about like, sex and replication, protection is the first thing. Now, protection can come from provision. You understand? So if you can produce things, you can get people to provide things you can protect through third party. You understand? So if you have a status, your status will protect. So that's what I'm saying. If you do one of the three, it bleeds into the other ones. So if you have all three at once, you're high value. It's not about money. Okay? It's not about looks. Women don't look at, they're not the same as how we look at women. We look at them for shapes because we're looking for replication value. Women look at like social construct. And like the shapes they're looking for are to imply a social status that's going to benefit them. Produce, provide, protect. Produce, provide, protect. And it's not just women in society. And that's why I was telling you that young men don't know this. That for your first years, you have to really buff your stats and produce, provide, protect. And if you can't do all three, find the one you can do and get really good at that fucking thing. And if you can do that, then, you become a honey trap and the girls come to you. You know what I mean? Which sounds crazy, but I mean, like, that's how it is. No, No, women don't play 40. Women play fucking checkers. Women actually play checkers. You just don't know the rules. You don't see it. And men aren't playing at all. That's the problem. Men don't know the game. So women are playing checkers and men are just sitting there like a pawn in the game. And once you see the game, now you're the one who plays the 4D chess. Because if you understand what I'm saying, and I'm giving you some fucking high level knowledge right now. Produce, provide, protect. Okay, this is coming from me, my experience. Okay, you're not going to find this anywhere on the internet. If you understand this, this will open up your fucking brain. You're going to see all game. Okay, the game gets locked, it just opens up. Like, this is like a fractal, a seed. And if you remember produce, provide, protect, and start seeing it everywhere, you're going to see how many different games and moves come out of these three things. Trust me when I tell you. Because I actually taught classes in this shit. Like in my other life, I was a badass. Okay? Like I have a very, very long resume that like I can't talk about. But people who knew me from Facebook saw my previous escapades and they know that I'm not fucking with you. But I mean, why do we do martial arts, right? To protect, right? And if you can't protect with it, you're not a martial artist. You know, and that's what makes you sexy, is like you have like, oh, you feel calm, you can protect yourself, you can protect other people. I feel safe with you. If a woman doesn't feel safe with you, you have no chance, right? And even though you seem like the bad boy, they feel safe with you, even though you can be crazy with other people. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. That's the thing. If they feel like, you know, unless like they're really fucked up mentally, then it's like being beaten or something. But in the end of the day, they want safety, security, right? So they look at that on a primal level. Oh, if this guy's tough, he can protect me and give me safety. Well, that also becomes some status, right? Because now you're providing. So someone who provides and produces. So you have two of the three attributes, whether your kung fu is good or not. Now you have a status where you're producing and providing. So that gives you status. You understand? Which also adds a layer of protection in society. So that's why I'm saying this is a deep, deep concept. Produce, provide, protect. I'm telling you, when you extrapolate this, it's gonna be like, it's deep shit. It's not just random stuff I'm saying. Right? It's like the fortune cookie that you'll be thinking about this years from now. And mark my words, it's gonna click, oh shit. And this is why when I teach my students, I always tell my students, and teach trainers, I tell them you have to repeat this shit over and over again, because you'll hear the first layer, but then like 10 layers down, you hear it 10 times, and oh my God. I've been accused of everything. Listen, dude, let me tell you something. The more clean cut you are and the more you try to do the right thing, the more people will come up with vile shit to do to you. I mean, I've gotten I have horror stories. I'm not going to even add on the internet. People make fake accounts about me, fucking messaging people, like all kinds of, crazy shit. Like the cleaner you are, the worse they come after you, which is why I go out of my way to not be perfect. Because I learned that being perfect and being like the perfect Buddhist Christian monk guy, it's just too much trouble. It's too much trouble. For what? You know, you're already, on a spiritual level, you're going to be attacked. If you're on the right-hand path, you're going to be attacked by everyone. But when you try to be like too good, they're going to fucking, all the demons come for you. They all come for you. You want some more food, Appa? But I've been through a lot of shit, guys. Let's put it that way. In my fucking half a century, I've been through 200 years of shit. I know it sounds crazy, but I've been through 200 years of shit. I mean, legitimately, like, because that's the shit that I've been through, the shit that I've witnessed and coached people out of. Like, I really hope that there's a brain neural interface that comes out that I can just plug into the matrix and upload my fucking experience, because I can't express it to people. They won't believe it until they see it for themselves. Until they can go to the VR and plug into my fucking life, they're not gonna get it. Also, like, you know, I have the autisms, like, you know what I mean? So the way I you know, like, my brain works like a Rubik's Cube, so they don't get it. I've been done with the general population my entire life. But I was reading, I actually posted this on, in the Discord. All of the old masters, like when you go on, because it doesn't matter if you're, when you try to master anything, right? And people throw this word mastery around, they don't understand what it means. You know, when you go on that path, it's a solo fucking path. And the better you try to become, like, you know, you just want to be on your path and just for the sake of just seeing it. Like Musashi would say, don't die without using all your weapons. You know, like you want to see, like I can say I've pushed my body to the fucking limit. I pushed my mind to the limit. I did everything I could to the fucking limit. When you're doing that, and you see people who are doing the opposite, like they're fucking rot maxing, it's like you can't. Yeah, but you 5'3" motherfuckers are the most dangerous. My karate teacher was between 5'3" and 5'6". I don't know. Actually, all of my best teachers, the guys who knew the best shit, were all under 5'8". Like everyone knows you're like 5'3" and 5'8". The little guys are fucking scary motherfuckers because they have to be. And when I got, because I was smart, you know, like well, back in those days I was smart. Now I'm just a retard. But there was something that was said to me when I was very young. When you train, you have to train through the growth spurt, right? So when I was training young, I was fighting adults at a young age. I was small, so I was getting my ass kicked by adults since I was 8 years old. I mean, I got jumped in front of John Gotti's club when I was 7 years old by grown fucking men, okay? Like literally 20 fucking, like, between like 16 to 21 year olds. Throwing like this, like, you know, like crazy fucking story. I've been fighting people that were bigger than me up until my teenage years. And then, like, so I learned how to fight like a little person, short, but then I fought through my growth spurt, you know? Okay, yeah, you heard my story, yeah. So, but my teachers were like most of the best technicians, right? That really knew the game. They were always short guys because they had the means of finesse. In order to beat the guys who they were heavier, they had to have that shit, the game perfect. And I'm telling you, bro, like three of my teachers who were like really good. Like my teacher, like bro, like you would throw something, and he would just be behind you. It took me years until he taught me what he was doing and how he did it. But like, you literally, it didn't matter what you do. If he wanted to disappear, he'd disappear. I mean, literally disappear. And it sounds fucking bizarre. It sounds, oh, that's bullshit. You know, this is a karate movie bullshit. I swear to you, on my grandmother. Okay, like you throw a kick and he's gone. It's like this vanishes. You're welcome. But like literally, the dude would vanish and call it riding the tiger's back. I'm not going to teach that for a little while. I'm going to wait till I get older because I got to keep, because like, look how many people fucking rob me and don't give me credit. If I start giving out the good shit, because they don't have it. If I give out the good shit, but there's called riding the tiger's back. And like, it's a timing, it's a lot of little things that go into it, but it's very simple when you understand what it is, but to do it well, it's fucking hard. But there's people who, like, this is their life, you know what I mean? It's a different level. It's a different level. And I can pull it off like 70% of the time, you know, like, if I really want to. Like, but it's hard to get the conditions, whereas my teaching, because I'm tall, you know, so for me to do it all the time, I can't, because like, there's too many angles for me to cover, because I'm too big, you know what I mean? But if I was this big, probably a lot easier. It's more opportunities. Because it's about like line of sight and like timing and knowing the technique coming out, and like for each technique there's a pathway to like disappear on them. So like for instance, like a simple roundhouse kick, right? If someone does a roundhouse kick at you, if you're short, there's a certain timing and a certain alignment where if you know the trigger, you can slip underneath at a certain line into his, not, you don't disappear to everybody else. We're talking about the guy you're fighting. So it's like, you throw a roundhouse kick, there's two angles where you can slide if you do it at the exact right time, where it's at his vantage point, you're just not there. He's looking and you're just gone. And then as the kick comes back, you're getting punched in the face. He's like, where the fuck did that come from? Or like turnaround techniques. If you do a turnaround side kick, there's a specific way, and I'm not going to teach this, but there's a step sequence where you can, if you know the trigger where the guy's throwing the kick, there's a way to step right behind him exactly at the right time. And it just looks like from his position, you just disappear, you vanish. It's like you're literally, and I've seen this so many times, where like the guy will throw a kick and my teacher goes like this. And like he's standing in front of the dude and he's like, but he's literally right there. He's literally right in front of him. And the guy's like, where'd you go? But he's right there. And like everybody's watching like, what these big guys fucking, until it happens to you. And you're like, what the fuck? Like he's right here. And when you take the motorcycle riding course, there's a little bit of attentional blindness. So we're taught as motorcycle riders that you assume nobody can see you. And the reason for that is the way that the brain processes information. If you're driving on the highway or the street, whatever, your brain can't deal with all the input. So it starts to fill in the blanks or remove shit it doesn't think is necessary. And because you don't expect to see motorcycles, some people, many times, when a motorcycle is coming up from a corner where they expect to see a car, their brain will erase the motorcycle. I know this sounds crazy, but you can look this up. I think it's called attentional blindness. Where like your brain will reprocess the view and delete the motorcycle. And they'll just run into you. And this happened to me twice in New York, where a fucking cop, literally cab, I'm at a fucking red light, just waiting, and a cab just fucking hits me. I'm literally standing right there. He's looking at me, okay? And just runs right through me. Like I got hit by my bike 3 times, all standing still. So I can tell you that's the same mechanism where your brain is trying to process so many things, and you think, it's like you see the guy, but your brain doesn't process he's there. It's fucking weird. And then there's other positions where through the timing you wind up behind the guy. And like you're literally behind the dude because of the timing. And he's just finishing the kick, but you're over there. So if I was to throw like a turnaround side kick, I go like this, you literally get right behind the guy on the beat. So he turns his head and the kick's out, but there's nothing there. And he goes like this. You know, and I should just be waiting and then grab it and go bang! So the little guys are fucked up, man. Moral of the story, the little dudes who are like hardcore, don't fuck with them because it's like a white boy in the hood. Or somebody like me, like a pretty boy in the hood. Like if you get respect in the hood, you gotta think what that motherfucker had to do to get that respect. Yeah. But it's actually, the theory is very simple how to do it. But you have to already be a high enough level to have the reaction, to know the game, and, you know, like, and for my big ass, I can do it most of the time. You know, when someone does like a turnaround technique, I can do it. You know, because most people to my level is slow. Like obviously, like some high level professional guy, it's gonna be harder. But like an average person who does like karate or whatever, like I can disappear on them. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they're like low level. You know what I mean? But I'm too big to pull that off all the time. Like, you know, because I'm too much to see. You know what I mean? But a motherfucker this big, it's real easy. It's real easy just to slip. You're like, where the fuck you go? And it's fucked up. Well, yeah, I mean, but Sifu Dan, like, he was on the wrong path, but he's trying, and you gotta give people credit when they're trying to do the thing, you know? It's a world full of bullshit, and you're trying to get the thing, and like everyone's feeding you bullshit, saying bullshit's okay. It's hard to not have to get the real thing. So, I try not to shit on people who are trying. Even if I think they're assholes, I try to do the right thing. If they're trying and they're on the path, I give them some slack. Like, what I don't like is people who are fucking fake and are fucking thieves and complete scumbags. But yeah, you short motherfuckers, you guys like the white boys in the hood, Exactly. But like the short guys, man, and I can tell you as somebody who was short up until I was 16, because I was in the garden age, I was doing private security, I was 14, 15, I was still like between 5'8" and 5'10" tops. I don't remember how tall I was, but I wasn't like tall like I am now, you know what I mean? But when I hit like 16, 17 is when I started to spurt. 18 is when I actually, 17, before I hit college is when I had my growth spurt. And like, I think that's when I pretty much hit like over 6 feet. It was like 17, I think. But before then, I mean, I was working doing security. I was like fucking 5'8" and 170 pounds. I mean, I was pretty fucking diesel, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't like huge. So I learned to fight like a small person, and then I grew into my body, So I know how it feels to be small and fight. And there's advantages. There's a lot of advantages. Honestly, I always say this. I wish that for my karate and like kung fu, I was shorter, because it's like you can get away with so much more nasty stuff when you're small. Because everyone's like, oh, they have the weight classes. Yeah, the weight classes matter in the sport, and you're not training to kill people. But let me tell you something. When you're like training like that level, your weight and your height doesn't matter that much. Because when you're that nasty, it's like you can get in, you fit in these little crevices. You know what I mean? Because we have reach on them, and that's the thing. Like you're playing there's a game. If you're playing a shorter guy, you gotta keep him away. You're playing a tall guy, you gotta get inside, and whoever's better at the game wins. But it's a lot easier to be the little guy getting inside if you have good technique. If you're both at equal level, I'd rather be the shorter guy. You know what I mean? I'd rather be the shorter guy, I'd rather be the lighter guy, which sounds crazy. Because people, they think so much about size and weight is such a big advantage. Look at the first UFC and watch that skinny-ass, wrinkly white boy knock out that fucking sumo guy. All right? Everyone's like, oh, weight classes and this. No. Because there's a point where it's like, there's a level of damage that can be done. That it doesn't matter if you're UFC world champion or whatever the fuck. There's like a base level of damage where, like you weigh like a 150 and you can really throw a punch. It doesn't matter anymore, because if you hit somebody with that punch, and they're going to go down the same way everybody else. Exactly. When you have killing power, it doesn't matter. Yeah, no, that's because think of it like this. Like, I give you an example. Have you ever dropped a 1 pound can on your foot? Like a can of soup, and it falls from the counter and hits your foot? Your body, if you're 150 fucking pounds, and you can throw a punch at like, let's just say, because a hand can move up to 110 miles an hour. Like my hands move between like, 80 and 110 somewhere. You know what I mean? So if you're able to get your entire mass behind that, 150 pounds of mass moving at 50 miles an hour on a dot with that kind of accuracy, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Like the old karate guys, that's why they were so scary. That's why karate still lasts to this day, even though the shitty sport versions. Because in the old days, they were ripping out bull ribs. Masayama is a video of him on YouTube where you see him fucking rip out a bull rib and fucking break its fucking horn with his hand. Not a very big guy. It's a Korean dude. I've seen the big, tall black guys get stabbed to death and fucking wrecked by little dudes. I can't tell you how many times I've seen those big black guys who thought they were fucking tough working the door get fucking stabbed and get wrecked. It doesn't matter. Size doesn't matter. When you have technique or you have a false multiplier, nothing matters. It's all bullshit. Because it's just physics. If I take one knuckle and I hit you on your cheekbone, but you guys have to take the clarity of the technique. If you're really able to do the thing accurately, like even sport fighting techniques, a good like fucking blitz back fist, like in a street fight, you're gonna bust his fucking orbital bone. Like you don't need to be this like, you know, and that's a scary thing. You don't need to be a high level ninja to do serious damage if you know what to do. Because you're not just no, if you're really good and you're really accurate, like that's your cheek is broken. There's nothing you can do about it. Nobody, that's what I mean. Nobody backfists anymore. But that's a fucked up thing too, because like that angle that comes out at it, it's so fucked up. And you don't have the time to react. You don't have the time to react to that. I'm not even that good at that fucking thing. I don't even use backfist that much. Yeah, they don't understand because you gotta think of it as a bad jab, right? Because you have like a jab that comes from the old school boxers do fucked up shit like that. They'll throw a jab up this way. Instead of throwing the jab out like this, they'll throw it up. You know what I mean? They'll come up near your chin, they'll do like really fucked up angles. Because these guys, they only see what what's cool and like what's acceptable. They don't think like that. The old school guys were nasty. They don't give a fuck. Because all they care about is the goal. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying, like, even though this isn't gonna like just kill somebody, and this is slow, right? This is like a shitty back fist, like leaving my elbow. When we do back fists, we do it from the top down, right? Because we want to crush the guard. But I'm just doing like a normal point fighter type of back fist, right? That's fucked up. You know what I mean? And that's pretty slow. Like, you get hit with that shit, it's not gonna knock you out, it's gonna break something. It happens. And that's the whole reason why you're taught in boxing to turn the wrist over, because you hit them and then you corkscrew, because you want to cause what's called a maceration. It's not a laceration, it's a maceration, where you just pull the skin apart and it's jagged and fucked up. So that's what I'm saying. These guys, they don't have the old, like, I was lucky enough to meet all these crazy old school boxers and watch them and listen to them. You know, like, I snuck around the gyms and professionals and like, you know, I was literally just looking like sneak around like a ninja and watching steal their shit. And there was some fucking nasty motherfuckers. Oh, it's way overkill, because with the Fajin, from right there, I can just fucking annihilate his head. And that's what's scary, and that's the thing, they don't understand the level of violence that it's gonna go to. And that's the old karate and Tai Chi, is that you should be able to hit something so hard that whenever you hit collapses. You understand? It's not supposed to be like, I can't win in a fucking competition fight, like, you know, at my age. But if I hit somebody, like, I guarantee you they're not going to be happy. That's all I care about. You know what I mean? I'm going to hit you very accurately with so much fucking force that you were going to wish that you weren't born. You know what I mean? Like, sustaining a fight, that's different. There's rules and there's things. You have to, no. It's like we're talking and like, oh, blah, 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 and it fucking blast you. You're not going to, it's not like, we're gonna have this thing set up. And, no, we're at the gas station. You're like, yo, run your shit. I go, okay, bang! Like, fuck you! Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, wow! We're not gonna sit here and like, fucking like, okay, man, let's put up your dukes. Like, no, like, I don't do that. I'm like, sir, please, bang! Like, fuck you. Yo, okay, man, here, take my wallet. I remember I used to fucking do fucked up shit. Like, yeah, like I would take my hat off and throw it in their face and just start fucking stomping them through the hat. like I do fucked up. Like I was when I was young, I was an asshole. Not when I was growing up, bro. I mean, 'cause I'm also from New York, from Brooklyn, and it was different. Everybody had hands. Like, everybody had hands back in the days. Like, now it's different. Like, you know, and people go like, yo, Gen X, all we did was fight. We fought for fun. We used to slap box, like, all the time. Like, I don't know if you know what slap boxing is. I don't know how old you guys are. But, like, slap boxing was what you did we'd slap the shit out of each other for fun. Like, I'm trying to, like, this is my generation in New York. Like, you go toe to toe, you put your fucking left foot up, everybody touches their left foot together, and we just slap the ever-living fucking shit out of each other. like, and that was normal, and these were our friends. That's why, like, people don't understand. And then karate, we used to spar no gear, fucking like semi-full contact. We do full contact in the chest. So you can hit each other as hard as you want in the pec. So we would blast each other. Because you don't get really hurt here. You know what I mean? Like sometimes some people got, you know, and when you miss, you break a rib, you get excited. But for the most part, we were aiming for each other's chests so that we don't kill each other. But we would fucking beat, like we would fucking really hit each other. I mean, it is what it is. It's a generation. It's a generational thing. Gen X was just fighting all the time. Yeah, like slapboxing was the thing in the 80s and 90s. That's like that was like a game. Like, you want to slapbox me, bro? Like, and then you had like the jailhouse rob. Now they call it 52 blocks or whatever the fuck they call it on the internet, and it's like a whole system. But it was just fucking kids fucking fighting like this. Like they copied it from their brother, who copied it from their cousin, and you see kids like this fighting all the time. Like, you know, like fucking like, and it's all the shit you would see in the hood. You know, it wasn't called 52 blocks. I never heard anyone call it that. Like I've heard jailhouse, like, you know, people call it jailhouse, but I never heard like the 52 blocks until I saw it on YouTube. In Brooklyn, I never heard that used. But I slapboxed many motherfuckers who fucking fought like that. Like, many motherfuckers. I can't count. I cannot count. And it was fun. We just slapped the shit out of each other for fun. That was what we did. Yeah, that's all I know it as. Like, you know, I never heard of 52. Like that was some shit that was after my generation. I'm a lot older than I look. So in the 80s and 90s, there was no such thing as 52. Like I mean, from my experience being in the street and being a derelict, okay, like hanging out with those kind of people, I never heard of that. There was this kid, the first one I ever seen, his name was Fatback, Lamar, and he was the one who used to call it. He was like, "I was a jailhouse rock, son." I'm like, because I was already like, I was legit by that age, 14. I was already fighting my whole life. So when he started showing me this shit, I'm like, what the fuck is this, son? Like, he's like, "I was a jailhouse rock, no, I was a jailhouse rock, son." I'm like, the fuck? All right, whatever. Whatever, bro. Let's fucking go. That's what I'm saying. I never heard of that. It makes me feel old, thanks. Now I'm unk now. We used to fucking do it all the time. And even the girls would fight like that. Like, I'm like, what? Like, no, like, you know what's funny? Like, they didn't really smoke, like, you know, like, people would be smoking Newports and shit. And like you had Marlboros and Newports, those two acceptable cigarettes was Marlboros and Newports. You had like, you know, like the section of the Marlboro like light and like the Newport people. But like it was never like that much because no one could afford it. You know what I mean? Everybody was bumming loosies from the next person. You know, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. Not know what I was going about. Like nobody had it like that. I don't know, man. Like the girls, no. Bro, it's fucking. I've seen the girls were way worse. My mother was a fucking beast. My mom, when she used to go to school in the 70s, used to fucking put razor blades. She used to braid her hair and put razor blades in her braids. Like they were the girls were way worse than the guys. When the girls fought, it was just like, oh shit. like, cause they threw hands like dudes, but they were vicious. Like they were fucking vicious. Like, yo, nah. Like you didn't want to fucking fight with a girl like nah. Like you didn't want nothing to do with that, bro. I'm telling you, like, at least in my day, bro, the girls were fucked up. When girls got into fights, it was bad. It was bad, bro. Like, you ever see a motherfucker get dragged, bro? Like, yo, the girls were the worst. Like, cause guys would like stomp a motherfucker, like you get like jumped and like people like throw a pile on you and people would be kicking stomping you, but a girl would they would drag a motherfucker. Yeah, bro, the murders and the assault, for real. Like, the worst were given by girls. The worst, by far. Like, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying guys don't do more damage, like, but I'm saying like, the viciousness, like, look at just hands. On the street, the viciousness of the fights I seen in the ghetto, when it involved the girl and the girls throwing hands, ghetto girls don't fucking play that. It's not like some suburban bullshit. Like these fucking bitches in the 90s were not playing. They were like, it was fucked up. It was fucked up. The only two people who ever knocked me out, and I've been hit in the head hundreds of times. I've only been knocked out twice. Once with my grandfather, once with my mother. It's the only two times I've ever been knocked out. I haven't been knocked out in over 100-something fucking, I don't know how, I can't even count how many times I've been in fucking shit. And I've been hit with everything. Like bottles and fucking crazy shit. And I was a little kid. My mom knocked me out, my grandfather knocked me out. That was the last time I got knocked out. Well, I appreciate this I appreciate this fucking forced trauma reliverance through memory lane. Seriously, like, you know, I got concussions from guys. Like, guys have concussed me, but I mean, Puerto Ricans don't get knocked out very often. You know, it's like genetic. Like, you know, some races get knocked out more than others. And one of my students, who was actually a Nieta guy, he told me he was in jail, and he was with some scientist dude in a cell or something. I don't know the whole story. But he was talking about how like he was studying genetic links to warrior class, and how like white people and like some black people and some white people, they're like so far removed from warrior class that they think different and their body heals different. Like when Puerto Ricans like me, like whenever I get cut, I immediately like bite it and lick it. Because we have like this like bloodlust or something, he said. It was something weird like that. But he's also saying like we take damage differently than normal people. Like that's some kind of study he was telling me. I don't remember. But there was something about that. Like there's the genetic link to how you take damage and how easy it is for you to get knocked out. Like it's like it takes a lot to knock out a Puerto Rican or a Mexican. It just takes a lot. Like you have to really fucking put the work in. Yeah, I don't remember exactly the reason, but that's the thing. It's like we're really fucking hard to take out. We're like cockroaches. Like you really gotta put the work in. Like you ain't gonna just like touch us and it goes, I was supposed to do my guitar practice today, And I've been trying with you guys, how much battery I have? Oh, we're doing good on battery. Okay. I gotta go into the studio and do my practice. But thank you for bringing my my ghetto ass childhood back. Like, there's like memories that I've like erased. I try to like keep them out. People think I'm actually like a white boy from like the suburbs or some shit. Like they have no idea. Can I use big words I can spell? They have no idea. You know, I don't know, but it's core memories get brought up when you guys come along. The core memories. Reading scripts like for real. I actually haven't read in years. Like you know, like I used to read like 1,000 words a minute. And I was like fucking like a goon. Now I try to read something. I'm like I don't want to do this. I was like a study maniac. Like Johnny Five needs more input. Like I just want to know everything. Now I don't want to know anything. I just want to like figure out how I can dump everything out and be as stupid as possible. Because like you know, you get to a point where like sometimes I learned training like you know type A CEO people. Nobody wants to feel stupid. You know, nobody wants to feel like you're smarter than them. They hate it. And I got into so much trouble my entire life being smart. So I spent most of my life trying to act stupid so that people would leave me alone. Which is how I learned so much Kung Fu. Like, the reason I learned so much Kung Fu is so that I would go humble and act like I don't know anything. And I use that to my advantage. People look at me and they see me, oh, you know, they think I'm stupid and they think, oh, well, you know, because people like to talk. So I just get them in a situation where they just want to tell me everything. Which is manipulative as fuck, but, you know, for the greater good, so fuck them. You know, I showed respect and I appreciated it. But that's how I did it. Most of my high-level Tai Chi stuff was stolen. I don't want to say act stupid, because act stupid to people like us means different. I play into the Dunning-Kruger effect. People like to underestimate the intelligence of people around them. You know, people would never expect to think I was skipped 5 grades. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't expect that. You know, like so I let them because they see I'm ghetto, or like I dress weird, I have long hair, and I use it to my advantage because they think I'm stupid. You know, let them think you're stupid because then they don't see you coming. But it's another thing than acting stupid. But it's always better to let people think that they know more than you. You know, like just let them think because it's safer. You know, because the Matrix trains people to. It's like the crabs in the bucket effect. They want people like if you climb out the bucket, they're gonna pull your ass down. So if you let them know that you have something going on, they're gonna rip you. Ah! Fuck those people. I put you down to a lot. The shit that I told you today, there's a couple of clips here that is like ancient secrets that I'm giving you a secret scroll. I hope you guys really like cling on to those fortune cookies because there's some gold in there. Yeah. Oh, I gotta go play guitar. That was my whole mission. Even though my fingers are fucking killing me, I've made a promise to myself. I'm gonna stay on the track. I'm gonna get my skills back. So I gotta go and get in the studio. Try that with Capital later. My karate teacher has a story. I'm not gonna say her name because she's actually a pretty well-known teacher in New York. But when she was 13 or 14, she was like a red belt at the time, I think it was, and it was in Avenue Mall in Brooklyn. Some like older kid was fucking with her. Like she was holding her bicycle in front of the movie theater, and he grabbed the bicycle and he wouldn't let it go. And she goes, "Sir, please let go of my bike." And you're like, "No," and she's just fucking with us, like, "Please let go of my bike." And she just blasted him with a front kick right in the face and broke his face. 13-year-old girl just broke his face. Like, you know, like when you have good technique, man, it doesn't matter. Because you're like, even a little kid kicks you in the balls, is gonna fucking lay you out. This is what people on the internet, they don't understand. It's literally, this is Sparta. Like, they don't understand how easy it is to get hurt. And that it doesn't take a lot. If you have good technique, it means good timing, good alignment, you can be very small and do a lot of permanent damage. Like, that's what karate is. No, your karate doesn't work. If you have fucking good karate, it's gonna fuck you up. It's gonna do something really bad to you. Like, no, it's really bad stuff. All right, I'm going to the studio to play some guitar. Does anybody have any more Kung Fu questions? The secret to getting the foot striking force good is to walk like this for 3 months. Whenever you're in your house, you walk on your tippy toes for at least 3 months. And you just walk like this, everywhere you go. I know it sounds stupid, but you have to walk on your tippy toes as far as you can. That's the secret. It really is the secret. It sounds stupid, but you want to always walk in your house barefoot, never wear shoes in your house, and every time you walk, you always walk on the balls of your feet as high as you can for 3 months. And then once you get that, it's fucked, yeah. Just do that for 3 months, everywhere you go. And then when you take staircases, always take your stairs at 2 at a time. But if you do that, the ankle supports the knee, and also it creates the striking angle. Because when you kick something, you gotta kick it like this. You gotta hit with the ball of the foot, and you gotta get the piercing line. So when you train this, you train the pierce line. And the spring, there's a whole bunch of, it's like, I can't tell the science behind it, but that's the secret. That's really the actual secret, is the first 3 months of your karate training, you have to walk on your tippy toes. Like, you're not tippy toes, you get the ball in your foot, like you're wearing high heels like a girl. And you do that until your calves are cramping, and you just do that all the time. But once you get that ingrained, that line, when you hit something, it's like, it fucks things up. You'll see. Come back 3 months from now and you tell me if it worked. But that's how I did it. And that's why, like, I weigh 210 pounds and you're not hearing me walk. Whereas if I walk like, oh, you boom, boom, boom. Like, we walk like this. You can barely hear me walk, and I weigh 200 pounds. Because when I walk on my, it's like a cat. The other thing about Tai Chi, like, you don't understand, like, you practice the soft form, you're practicing on the heel pillar releasing. But when you fight, you push. And you go off the ball of the foot. And there's different skills that people don't know. Like, they think that the short form for the Qigong is the only form, and they don't understand. Like, there's another level that merges it with karate. And they just lost it. And it actually is shown in the Chen Ching form, they're missing it. When you start Chen Ching form, you're doing this heel turn, but then there's a toe lift, and it's really subtle. And you'll miss it if you don't pay attention. I've already shown too much, so I'm not going to do it. All right, let's get to the studio. I gotta go play some guitar and keep my practice schedule up and record myself and see how fucking bad I'm playing. Honestly, like, it's kind of hard for me to watch when I listen to all the mistakes I'm making. And people seem to like it, but I know how bad I'm playing. So I feel bad. The sinking into the earth question. Let me answer your question before we start this. It's a big mistake. And it's a mistake that I did in the beginning of my training in the late 90s. The secret of the Chinese martial arts is how light the sword stepping, the qigong, not qigong, like sword stepping. There's a fucking video of me sparring one of my students on the beach on these broken wood things, and I'm running across the thing. You're supposed to be light. The sinking, it's not really what people think it is in English. It's allowing it to pass through you. When they say sinking, it's not the way Americans think of sinking. It's energetic, but it's like letting the blood go down, but keeping yourself floating. And it's a fucked up thing. So I would say stay away from that. I guess the easiest way to translate to someone who's doing MMA like you are is when you move, you can move from here, you can move from here, you can move from here. Meaning you start by moving from my head, I start moving from my chest, or start moving from my lower abs. The highest level, you're moving from your perineum, or the hoyin. So you want to be able to move from underneath your balls. When you can make your center of mass or gravity under your balls, that's the sinking they're talking about. But they don't describe it that way, and it gets confused, and people are like, oh, you're gonna sink, and you wind up heavy and stuck. And just avoid that, because you'll fuck yourself up, you'll hurt yourself. And I hurt myself, I'm telling you. Because in my younger years, I was able to run up, straight up. There was a studio called Fast Lane Studios on Flatbush Avenue K. It's closed now, but you can look it up online, there'll be pictures and shit. And I was able to run up the wall to the second window. And people saw me do this shit. I was able to run straight up to the wall. And then I started doing my hardcore Tai Chi training, trying to figure out the stuff. And it fucked me up because I was trying to be heavy. And don't do that. So anyway, let me I gotta do this practice thing and entertain myself, and hopefully people will like it, but it's really just practice. So I'm gonna find some random YouTube tracks to play and make believe I'm a guitar player. And hopefully by June I'll be able to start recording stuff again and not sound like shit. So you're welcome to hang out. So weird. All right. Oh, no doubt, feed the kittens. Okay, let's open the new video here and pop out the chat. Okay, let's chat. How do you do this? Pop out. Chat, and I can read you guys. And then this over here. Okay, good. Let's find some. My fingers literally have dents in them, and this is my first 5 days playing in a year, growing calluses back. So go easy on me. And today I started drinking before I started playing, so who knows what's gonna happen. All right, I'm gonna plug you guys in so it sounds professional-like. Here we go. I think I'm going to hook up OBS and do this professional next time. I don't know. Let's do this way. Here we go. All right. this guy, David, whoever the fuck, just got timed down and hidden forever because he's a hater and has no life and no friends and no skills and no hobbies. So you can go fuck yourself. Back to entertainment. Okay, here we go. Stop it. I have to wonder, how much of a loser do you have to be to make a fake account and follow someone's channel who you hate just to say some insulting shit when you have no life and no friends and nothing cool that you do it yourself? Like, if you don't like something, go somewhere else. Like, you don't have to be here. But now you get to watch me and you can't type for 2 days. Congratulations. Fucking loser.